Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. We were just hearing a Meera Bhajan and we were watching. It is not merely the enjoyment of the tune or the way in which it is presented. How it quietens the mind, especially before we take up chanting. It might help us just to hear one bhajan, go along with the theme, and then when it stops, we can watch how the mind gets quietened because of the power of the bhajan. And then we start the bhajan, Ram Nam. Similarly, when we stop Ram Nam, nowadays in Samadhi Mandir, at exactly 6 o'clock we stop the chanting. Then 3 times again we chant while waving the arati. And after the waving the arati, Ram Nam gets stopped. And there is those who are watching it can find their mind becoming suddenly still. Might be for a portion or a fraction of a second. So yesterday when we were experiencing it, we just remembered the words of Papa. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. So in between, suppose we stop and try to enjoy. Slowly, we may be craving for this. And for that purpose we may be chanting. So the ultimate aim is, it becomes conspicuous, it becomes more and more valid and important for us. Bhajan, yes. Utterance of God's name. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. Yeah. It is in the stillness it is that you know and realize God. Bhajan, Kirtan, Namasmaran are all means to that end. You have to repeat, chant or sing the name, no doubt for a certain period. After that, repetition must cease and mind must become perfectly still. In the stillness, duality is transcended. Repeated and repeated, devotee and God become one. So this every now and then, if we can try, it might show us some clues. Day for yesterday, we were reading the importance of when somebody asked, would it be possible for us to hear you chant your name, say something about its significance? Papa was telling us the mantra was working in Ramdas's mind continuously until the mind became luminous and peaceful and all its impurities were completely eradicated. Ramdas has seen so many persons struggling on the path of God realization or God vision, but they have not been able to root out the desires of their lower nature. From Ramdas's experience, he can boldly say that by the repetition of the mantra given to you by a guru, you can make your mind absolutely pure like a crystal. Purity of mind is essential for God vision. You must be absolutely honest, straightforward, and free from lust, greed and wrath. Then only God can be yours. You can realize Him, experience Him, live, move and have your being in Him at all times. Today He says, this supremely beatific state can be attained by the power of the name if only you would repeat it with all love and faith. It is God's name you are repeating. We should not forget this fact. God is all mercy, all love, all joy, all wisdom, all peace. Be conscious always that you are repeating His name and it is bound to purify you and remove all restlessness of mind. Repeat the mantra, make the mind like a limpid pool without any disturbance, without any dirt in it. In that pool, the divine light from within shines out and you are filled with the ecstasy of your union with the divine. This is all brought about by the power of the mantra. That means Papa is asking every one of us to try in our own way, In what all way I should make the mantra effective, Just like when we take our bath and come out, we feel fresh. There should be a freshness. That is the test by which we know whether it was mechanical, superficial, lip level or whether it was aligning itself with something of God's. For the past 2-3 days we have been observing while we take part in the Aarti session, 6 o'clock. Previously, it was still going on, There was Nagar Sankirtan. So nowadays there is hardly any youngsters are there. So we thought, one day suggestion came, why not we stop? Yeah, we stopped. So exactly at the stroke of 6 or 6:1, 6:2, Ramnam gets stopped there. That particular time, that pause time, so repeat the mantra and make the mind like a limpid pool without any disturbance, without any dirt. In the early days when Ramdas was repeating the mantra, people nearby took him to be mad because he had no other thought than that of God, no talk but of God. Day and night he was immersed in the intoxication which made him appear like one living in an abnormal state of mind. His face was ever lit with a smile which was not feigned, which did not come from anything gained from outside, but was revealed from the heart and appeared on the face. He could not but smile, he could not but be happy because he was in the grip of the mantra, which stood for him as God Himself. So this is the state, is a natural evolution. By hearing it and reading it, it will not come. It has to come by its own, by our own practice. Because immediately we need not form any concepts. In our case, it may be in a different way. So ours is to somehow, keenly observe the chanting, keenly observe the gap between the chanting, wherever it is possible. So Ramdas has been telling friends who come to him that God and His name are not different, either through His name or through His form. You can achieve a state of perfect bliss and peace. Can you describe in words what the divine joy and peace is? No. It is only through experience that you know it. It is very clear now. It is only through experience you know it. Not hearing, not seeing, not only through experience. Devotee, when no specific mantra has been given to us, what should we do? Papa, take any name of God you like and repeat it always. Devotee, if we repeat such a name which we have taken ourselves with faith and devotion, is it likely to lead us to some saint who will give us the mantra? Papa, that is what happens often, and that is how Ramdas also got his initiation from his Guru. Before he got the initiation, he was repeating Ram Ram. After some time, the Guru himself came to him and initiated him with the Ram mantra. Even now, there have been some rare occasions when devotees who are far off, they would like to get initiated by Papa. There are two methods we used to suggest. We have the recorded voice of Papa, where he initiates. Before that, we have to prepare our mind conducive to receive the mantra. So there is some thoughts have been shared about the introduction. That will be played, or it will be sent through internet. And then when they have received it and heard it, Papa's voice comes, where he talks about the sweetness, and finally he will give the mantra. He will say Om, then we have to repeat Om, Shri, Shri, Ram, Ram, Jai, Jai, Ram, like that, no? 3 times he will make us. Then in order to make him know that we got it right, we repeat 3 times. We have seen in many cases, as soon as they receive it, even through phone we have done it. Because they wanted us to share some thoughts. So they will say, even in abroad when they are there, in States for example, the entire thing takes place, within 5 minutes everything will be over. And after that, we can see how happy they are. So that means their own chanting or their own urge. We did not say anything, prompted them to ask us. And at that time, everything was facilitated. And then we sent it. And they are supremely happy. Many have said, Papa is with me now. So then what does it mean? All that we have done is to pass it on something through like a email, that's all. But you see the bhava of it. That is important. So the nama which we can chant, but at the appropriate time, or at the time appointed by God, either he will take us to the Guru Sthan, or the Guru will come to us and voluntarily suggest, why don't you take initiation? These are not accidental things. How the providence does it everything. In ashram we have been seeing this. A lot of importance for initiation. We don't mean the traditional form of initiation. We feel the bhava behind. Whenever somebody comes to ashram, whenever they take many, in somebody's case, tears will be coming out. Even they may find it difficult to repeat because of the bhava. Because we request everybody that they should know they are sitting before Papa. Mentally they must visualize Papa sitting before them and initiating them with this holy and all powerful nama. then only it is properly received. It is not hearing something. It is received with great veneration, with great respect, with great reverential attitude. God has been extremely kind to me that today He chose to give me through a guru His mantra. This bhava at the time of initiation will be there throughout. So that is what he has said. This is what happens often. That is how Ramdas also got his initiation from his guru. He did not go in search for a guru. He did not ask for any initiation. Day for yesterday we read out, that particular portion. When he was passing through that state, Ramdas's father, by his old birth, who later had become his guru, heard about his condition and got alarmed. Many disturbing reports reached him that Ramdas was behaving strangely and was neglecting worldly duties. They considered that it was all due to some derangement of his brain, which could be cured by medicine. Such was the impression people had of him, and that was conveyed to his father, who was then in Udupi. As soon as he heard this news about his son, he ran down to see him. He looked at Ramdas and understood him. Ramdas was seen repeating Ramnam always. He had lost all interest in the world. The father asked, "Son, what are you doing?" Ramdas replied, "God is making me repeat Ram Ram." How many times we have read this, but it is still it is ringing in our ears, as if Papa is telling us. At the start, for ages we have been doing for this. Have we just felt that? "Son, what are you doing?" Ramdas replied, "God is making me repeat Ram Ram." Instead of your repeat, he looked happier and addressed Ramdas, "Instead of your repeating only Ram Ram, I will give you a mantra which I received from a sannyasi. Just take it." Now you see, you go back and then see how God, when we say everything is pre-programmed, how God arranged a sannyasi to come to Papa's father and initiate him with Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, so that at the right time he will be able to pass it on to future Ram. Though it is, initiation is non-traditional, it is traditional also. Here we find both. It is non-traditional in the sense no ritual, no other preparation. The urge is there, mantra is given. But there is a tradition there, that what he got from the Guru, he passed it on. "I will give you a mantra which I received from a sannyasi, just take it." He called Ramdas inside the house and initiated him with mantra, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and said, "Son, if you repeat this mantra constantly, you will attain eternal happiness." And later on, again, non-traditional approach, when Papa found that Om is very important, he attached Om to it. So we are all now repeating Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So he has elaborately explained why Om. To the mantra given, there was no prefix of Om at that time. Later on, Ramdas has added Om because he was very much attached to Swami Ramtirtha, whose mantra was Om. He thought that Ramtirtha wanted him to add Om to the Rama mantra. Om, the primary nada or original sound. Omityaksharam Brahma. Omityekaksharam Brahma. In Bhagavad Gita it is there. Om. Om, the primary nada or original sound, has come from God, the impersonal infinite reality. Through Om, the whole universe has come into existence. Therefore, Om, made up of the three sounds, Akara, Ukara, Magara, correspondingly signifies the three kalas, three avasthas, three gunas. We are to take our mind to the beginning of all things, merge ourselves in the Nirguna Brahman, and then only shall we realize that this whole universe is filled with the infinite truth and is a manifestation of that. As soon as Ramdas got the mantra from his father, he told father, you are not only an earthly father to me, but also a spiritual father. Ramdas accepted him as his guru, started repeating the mantra. Ramdas's progress now was more rapid than when he was merely repeating Ram Ram. He found that the mantra received from the guru had more power than the mantra given by anybody else or taken by oneself. As already stated, Ramdas had now entirely to depend on Ramnam, as he could not attend the daily bhajan in his brother's house. The sound of the mantra or Nada Brahman became his mainstay. His passion for repeating the name became so strong that he had to give up food and sleep. For whole night he used to repeat the holy name. Members of his family naturally remonstrated at this attitude of Ramdas. There were even talks current among them that Ramdas has gone mad. It is not the madness of the ordinary type, but it was divine madness. So when the question was, if we repeat such a name which we have taken ourselves with faith and devotion, is it likely to lead us to some saint who will give us the mantra? That is what happens often. We need not immediately say it should be there in everybody's case. Not necessarily. It can also happen like that. Ramdas also got his initiation from his guru. Before he got the initiation, he was repeating Ram Ram. After some time, the guru himself came to him and initiated him with the Ram mantra. Devotee, are there any special conditions for repeating Ram mantra? Papa, the chief condition is surrender to him. God made me repeat, that is how when the surrendered mind talks. Oh God, I am nothing, you are everything. With this attitude towards him, if you repeat his name, your mind will instantly be still and you will experience immediate peace. In our case, we are fully conscious that we are chanting. How to feel that he is making us to chant? No method can be prescribed by anybody. We have given some proofs now. We will try. Because we have been feeling that we are chanting, for ages we have been trying to do that, even for the sake of concentration, we will always develop, we are chanting the name of God. Probably it should have led us to the, but in those of us it has not led us to anywhere. Now Papa is today giving us the clue that we should try remembering that it is the truth. It is not, we are repeating the name. We are trying to remember the truth that he is making us to repeat. He is trying to make us remember the truth that he is there behind. As he is there behind everything, he is also behind this chant. Or putting it in another way, if we try to somehow develop this attitude that he is making me to chant, slowly I will be able to stretch the same non to everything. I was remembering Vinobaji's one book, Stillness Speaks, Silence. So there he says, when he talks about Samadhi, Dhyana Samadhi, and he so many clues are there. When Papa says that if his progress was because he was well aware that God is making him to repeat his name. So when we do this journey, how is it? Like others, when God is formless, nameless, and such a nameless, formless spirit is making me to repeat. It requires a lot of involvement of our total concentration, total manana, total going in, at the exclusion of any other thought. So there should be some easy method. Papa has given us umpteen number of easy methods, even then we have not been able to understand. We should develop something, some method by which, we try to bring in. Because he says emphatically, chief condition is our surrender. Surrender means feeling and saying, oh God, I am nothing, you are everything. With this attitude towards him, if you repeat his name, your mind will be instantly still. So we have been given, this will happen. If you take this medicine, the pain will go, instantly. So when somebody says, we can experiment, or after 2 hours, the pain will go. Here he says, your mind, if you repeat his name with this attitude towards him, your mind will be instantly still and you will experience immediate peace. This is something very important for all of us. Vinobaji says, Upanishad says, Prano Brahmedi, Mano Brahmedi, Vijnanam Brahmedi. Prana is Brahman, Mana is Brahman, Vijnana is Brahman. Even in the ancient times, while evolving on an individual level, human beings were reaching the plane of Vijnana. However, the ideal was of individual evolution. So when we say Prana, Prano Brahmedi, when he says that God made me repeat, we remembered this. You are there in the form of Prana. And if Prana is there, how is it possible for me to repeat? So you are there, you are making me repeat because you have first enlivened the body, mind, intellect equipment in me. The complex called me, the individual, because of your presence in the form of Prana. Prano Brahmedi. Even the power to think, Mano Brahmedi. Vijnanam Brahmedi, to discriminate. The mind has got, so many thoughts out of which it can choose it can identify this is towards the higher one, this is towards my lower one. So even the mind and intellect is a form of God. Upanishad words, So somewhere in our background of the mind, if we try to keep prana, is easy to understand. Mind and intellect is a little difficult to understand, because we are trying to search through the mind and intellect. So it is difficult to understand, but it is understandable. But prana is something which we know directly. The vital force entering into us, which makes us lively, na? So we don't know how to bring in this while taking up the chanting. But somewhere something is becoming clearer and clearer, no? Because he is very particular about it. Surrender. Surrender can come only when we realize this, It cannot be. You all remember what he said about surrender. Surrender is not a vocal assertion, nor a mental acceptance, but it is a state of experience. So simple, but so profound, The definition of surrender. We all do it, I surrender to you. We don't surrender at all. Or we may be doing mentally, I want to surrender. I am surrendering to you, God. No. Third one is the real stage. So this may be at different stages we may experience. Finally, it is a stage of experience, where now when we are talking, somewhere in the background, it is because you are there in the form of prana, enlivening, empowering the body, mind, intellect equipment to function, and then you make me to repeat your name. So before or during or after, suppose we try to bring in this prano brahmeti. Prano brahmeti, mano brahmeti, vijnanam brahmeti. The plane of vital force, the mental plane, the plane of discriminative intelligence. All transformation. So the divine authors of the Upanishad, whose name we don't know, nobody knows. After elaborate, deep research, they brought out through so many mantras. Yesterday morning we suddenly remembered when we do the Sankalpa during this Gayatri Puja, Avanivatam. We were not repeating, the Vadyar will say, we will repeat. Tadeva Lagnam, Sudinam Tadeva, Taravalam, Chandravalam Tadeva, Vidyavalam, Devabalam Tadeva, Agirivam Swami, Avitana, Vaviprova, Sarvavastha, Nivodi, Asmari, Sundari, Gaksha, Sabhakya, Arjendra, Manasam, Vajigam, Papam, Karmana, Samuparjitam, Sri Rama, Smaranaineva, Vyapohatina Samsheha. These are all given to us right from our childhood. Manasam, Vachikam, Papam, Karmana, Samuparjitam. I would have got all Papa through all these Manasam, Vachikam, Karmana. But the moment I remember you, Sri Rama Smaranaineva Vyapohati na samshayaha, it will be immediately removed. So the ancestors, they saw it fit that we should be initiated into this thought process right from our young age. Our Upanayanam must have been done in 1956. Just imagine in 2020, one fine morning, the same mantra comes back to us. So it was not in vain. There all these things are from Upanishads, are from various texts. Manasam vachikam papam karmana samupartitam Sri Rama smaranaineva vyapohati na samshayaha. Sri Rama, Rama, Visit Vishnu, Rama, Nakshatra, then so many other things. And in which we also remember one place, after so many births, you were kind enough to give me this Narajanma. And because you were kind enough, after so many births, you gave me this Janma where I am accessible towards all Vedas, Shastras, Gurus. We call it as Brahmin. Those who have understood Brahman or those who are on the path towards Brahman is called Brahmin, not by this hereditary one. And then, in spite of your giving it, unknowingly, because of my old karma, old vasanas, I would have committed so many deplorable things. Today I want to completely wash off. Kindly bless me. And I promise you I will not do it. Again we start a new account. This our Vadyar used to explain. So today you are all clean now. So somebody mischievously asked, so we can start doing it because our account is nil now. So this is how they tried to make us aware. Yes. That is why 1008 times we were to repeat Gayatri Mantra. To wipe off all the dirt, all the hangovers, all the vasanas. 1000. On the first day we have to repeat 1000 times, 1008 times. Kamo Garshir, Manyo Garshir, Kamaha Garshir, Manyuhu Garshir. I have left, they have no attraction for me now, for the desires and anger. 1008 times when we are initiated, every year during the Avanavitam day. Avanavitam is today, tomorrow will be the Gayatri Japa. So then they explain, if we ask, they explain, the Purohit. Then they said, today you are going back to your own life, how you reached here, and you would have unknowingly committed. Knowingly you would not have committed because there is no tradition in our house to kill something, to cause injury to something. All those things, it is not there. But unknowingly we would have, we would have ignored them unknowingly. So all these things are remembered by me on this particular day in a year, and I ensure that it should not be repeated. I give a firm, promise, a resolve that I will be careful. And in order that I have identified that the basic reason for my doing all these things, deplorable things, is because of my kama and anger. Yesterday he said lust, greed and wrath. So lust and wrath. So that's why I repeat 1008 times. And then in order that to ensure that everything is wiped out, next day we repeat 1008 times Gayatri, Mahagayatri. Om Bhur Bhuvassuvaha Tastavidur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Now we understand all this, the mantra initiation when he says, so everything has been caused by him. Everything has been facilitated by him. That is why I am repeating it. Suppose we go back to all those things which he gave us, which we did not understand at that time. Probably we may be nearing to this, that the chief condition is our surrender. We would not have given any importance to these Shastras, Vedas, or the rituals which we are asked to perform. Now we find everything has got a meaning. because it was not well explained at that time, or our mind was not in a position mature enough to understand the theme at that time, our priorities were entirely different, during our childhood days. But we remember this because our grandfather, who was leading a very righteous life, he used to explain about all these whenever we asked him. He would be very glad to explain. Father will be busy with his profession, so we don't get much time to spend with him. But grandfather, he will be there. They all learned it. They have understood what they have contemplated upon it. They have done the real manana. So when we ask, because we don't know Sanskrit, they have learned Sanskrit. So now whenever we get a chance, we should try to go deeper. The whole idea is when we take up the real chanting, the surrender aspect wells up naturally. It is not that we try to develop surrender aspect. Surrender aspect has to develop naturally in our mind. So these factors do help us. Let's say suddenly we remembered Prano Brahmedi. Because we are unable to go through the entire Shastras, the entire Upanishads and to know all these things, we suppose we say, how can I do that? Don't worry. I have already sent a galaxy of saints who have made in-depth study and they have made it ready for us to absorb, in simple words. And they make us to get in touch with them. Do we need any other proof that he is facilitating everything? These are some of the ways by which the surrender can become an experience. Now we remember how you made us to hear those words, how you made us to file it in our mind somewhere. After so many years now, yesterday morning suddenly, after the time, before we started leaving for flower offering, this particular mantra, Manasam Vachikam Pavam Karmana Samubhadidam Sri Rama Smaranai Japohati Ratanshya. So then we understood nothing will go in vain because everything is planned by him. We first started reading Vinobaji's talks on Gita. Then came his biographical sketch in a very, very interesting manner. Not that he wrote. Somebody was kind enough to collect details and put it in such a way as if he has written. And it's called Moved by Love. And afterwards somebody was again kind enough to collect various talks and writings of his about silence. And then he says, where silence speaks. The first edition was in 2013, 7 years back. And just imagine it as we were able to, he facilitated us to know about this and then get the book and then we used to read it in satsang session. We were not able to cover the whole book, the big book. And on a particular day he will make us to go to this particular one. We have been observing that. In which he says, Upanishad says, Prano Brahmeti, Mano Brahmeti, Vijnanam Brahmeti. Prana is Brahman, the plane of vital force. Nobody can deny the existence of prana. I would say it is tangible, palpable, experienceable. There is a word. Because this is something. If prana is not there, I am not. So when Papa says, chief condition is our surrender to him. Surrender means feeling and saying, oh God, I am nothing, you are everything. With this attitude towards him, if you repeat his name, your mind will be instantly still. He has also given us this, this is something, we have to keep on in our mind. Am I feeling the stillness after repeating it? Stillness is what is aimed at. And you will experience immediate peace. If such an attitude of surrender is not possible at once, you may look upon God as your master, consider yourself to be his servant, and then remember the master incessantly, so that by his light and grace, you may be liberated from the clutches of the ego, which is responsible for your keeping away from the master and making you feel a sense of doership in every action. How minutely Papa has gone through, Think. For him it was not necessary because he had the experience. But later on God will, so many people will be trying to understand this. So you must explain. So he explained. Again, God in his mercy, he prompted a devotee to ask such questions. And then make Papa to answer the question. Make some devotee to make a note of this dialogue. Seek Papa's permission to get it printed. On those days there was no DTP, no computer. So you can understand how when somebody talks, the dictation is taken in shorthand. Again, shorthand was a gift of God through somebody. And then it got it transcribed. And then, on those days, you type it out and then give it to the press. Typeset press. All the letters have got one. They put it. And the ink is flowed. The first print is taken. And proofreading. And final printing. Everything, everything he facilitated. Papa says, oh God, I am nothing, you are everything. So something like this, not exactly like this, something like this we have to keep on going back. If out of simple faith we cannot do this. There are many who out of simple faith, they don't require any other explanations. And the Guru says, say I am nothing, you are everything. They take it later. And they progress. But people like us who feel, who are exposed to so many thoughts, the intellect will not easily agree. So there also, don't worry, I have made your intellect to probe into everything. So it doesn't matter. These are all the ways through which the intellect also can be made to get convinced. If nothing is possible, he says, if such an attitude of surrender is not possible at once, you may look upon God as your master, consider yourself to be a servant, and then remember the master incessantly, so that by his light and grace, you may be liberated from the clutches of the ego, who is responsible for your keeping away from the master and making you feel the sense of doership in every action. So this relationship with God is very helpful in receiving his grace and the power that flows from the grace. It is sure to elevate you, fill you with his peace and power. Devotee. When we want to repeat the name which we have chosen for ourselves, should we repeat the name alone or should we have the whole phrase in which the name is said? So suppose Ram is the mantra. Whether I should chant Ram or Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram or Shri Ram Jayam. Papa answered, you may repeat it whichever way you like. The only thing is, by repeating the name or mantra, you must tune your mind with God and commune with Him. If that is not done, the repetition of any mantra will not be of use. So here he gives us a lot of freedom. Don't want us to condition ourselves, limit ourselves to any set process. Be free. Be free to do the sadhana. Not be free from sadhana. Yes, we have to do sadhana. But let us not put strictures, because somebody said, somebody is doing. You may repeat it whichever way you like. The only thing is, by repeating the name or mantra, you must tune your mind with God and commune with Him. That is why they often quote Valmiki, He did not even say Ram Ram, Mara Mara, Ulta. But he was communing with Him, the origin, the genesis, the source. If that is not done, the repetition of any mantra will not be of use. So these words, we have called out and brought out in a small book called Chanting the Password to Connect to the Divine Within. Every time, suppose we remember Nama is the password. Nama is the password. Nama is the password. Nama is the password. Given to me by Him to enter into His own mansion, which He has given it inside. So we are bringing Him, in so many forms. He has given us a password. For what purpose? To enter into His own mansion, which He has set up in me, in my equipment, in my so-called me and mine. For what? To know Him, to feel His presence. He has given everything, but He doesn't come out open and say that, no. It is for us to dig out and find out why He has given, what He has given to Him. What He has given is the name, the password. I just stand before the Ali Baba's, what is that? Open season. Then only it moves, It was a story taught to us, but now it is very becoming clear, no? So that is the password. The password will enable us to enter. So password has been given. So I should know the password has been given for me to enter into His mansion, which is inside, where we have to open so many doors and then He is sitting there. So it is for that purpose I am choosing this password. If I look somewhere and chant something, it is not password. The password is to know why I am doing it, what I am doing it. So he says, you may repeat it whichever way you like. The only thing is, by repeating the name or mantra, you must tune your mind with God, commune with Him. And that is why, the bhajan helps us a lot. Because we are not full-timers, we need so many other accessories, Just before our session started, suddenly the prompting came to hear about this Chandra Dheere Dheere Jaya. So the Mirabai says, O moon, go slowly. Because Aaj mere Prabhu. Today my Prabhu is arriving. Something like that, so you prepare your mind, because you are going to receive Him. And with that preparation, we try to use the password. So bhajan we can say to a very great extent, prepare us, prepare the mind. The mind has got a tendency to go here and there through three things, bhajan unknowingly makes its control over us. First is the theme of the bhajan. Second is the tune of the bhajan. Third is with what bhava you receive it, you hear it. Initially we may be carried away by the tune, accompaniment. Later on when we come to this stage, we will say, okay, what is the meaning? Then we slowly start enjoying the meaning. That will pave the way for developing the real bhava. How Mirabai, when the bhakti was at its zenith, how it came out in the form of this bhajan. Anything she saw, she was able to connect it with God. So she must have been standing outside in the night when she saw the clouds, moving as if, the moon is moving. So she immediately said, don't go now. Don't go at that speed. Wait, my Prabhu is coming. So this is for us to develop, all this. 10:30 to 11 o'clock, bhajan will be there. 10:30 to 11:50. And 11:30 to 12:50. Just imagine. Mataji saw the bhajan. Mataji gave lot of importance for bhajan. We never understood, Whenever we are asked to do bhajan, we do bhajan, that's all. We never knew that it was preparing our mind to really enjoy the Ram Nam, the password. So after 1 hour she gave, probably we now feel, she gave 1 hour because our mind will keep on going out, it has got a wandering tendency only. So it is made to sit in one place. That is why when suppose I am asked to do bhajan, immediately after the bhajan, if I get up, Mataji is cold. You should sit there and hear the bhajan of others. It is not your bhajan or their bhajan or somebody's bhajan. It is bhajan. Bhajan preparing us to make our mind conducive to receive the divine vibrations caused by chanting of Nama. Straight away, because repetition of the same, it needs some training. There are no other words. But here it is not like that in bhajan. You get different tunes, different themes, different approaches, different way of expression of God. Saguna, Nirguna, everything is there. And especially the realized souls, when they have composed, it has got a telling effect. That is why even today when we repeat, when we hear Tyaga Brahmam, Purandara Das, it has got still that power, because it has come out of their revelation. It is not simply for, lyrics writing. It is the revelation of their experience. Yesterday evening we were hearing Papa's own composition on Ramnam in Kannada. It is pretty long, but in simple words, profoundity. We have heard it before, just for the sake of the tune. But nowadays when we hear, we try to understand, because now we know the purpose of hearing a bhajan is to prepare our mind conducive to dwell on God thoughts. Everything is valid now. It is not a program, it is not a session. Mataji wanted. Mataji was giving a lot of importance. We all remember, we will be sitting in Mataji's room, and when the bhajan starts, she will immediately tell us, go and attend. She will also come and sit. Whenever it's possible, she will also come and sit.
She made the bhajan.
At times, for that I have not heard. Yes, I have heard. At times, she will also join. She will also lead. But the majority of the time, we have said at that particular time, at the part, suppose we are sitting inside, she will immediately ask us to go and sit in the bhajan hall to hear the bhajan. Even if we do Namavali at her room, she made us to repeat Namavali. Because we never knew that why she was asking. It was all trying to prepare us, mentally, mental preparation should be there, Otherwise it becomes a superficial act. So today in our session, Papa wants us to know this. Surrender is the important thing before we chant. And surrender is, I am nothing, you are everything. So this can come only when the sufficient preparation has been made. Just like we cannot simply throw a seed on the ground. So we have to loosen the soil. So that when the sprouting starts, the root should be able to easily penetrate into the earth, the soil. If it is rough, it cannot. It has just sprouted. So the area we dig and make the soil loosen, and then we add a little bit of manure, cow dung or compost, and then we water it. Again we stir it with a tool so that it gets incorporated into the soil, and then we sow the seed. Then it sprouts. So this preparatory measure is necessary for everything. Aksharabhyas, we have first given the alphabets before we can enter into the great mansion of knowledge through language. So now we can understand any act that we do, straight away we are not asked to do, we have been asked to do the preparatory measures first. Separate, just start thinking. Even in our cooking, seasoning is the last, this not. Straight away we cannot do anything. It has to be boiled. The water has to be kept. We have to boil it. Then put the rice. So everywhere we find to make it an end product, a lot of preparatory measures are necessary. So similarly, to eke out the real benefit from chanting His name, we have to do a lot of preparation. And that preparatory measure will enable us to feel the sense of surrender. Papa, emphatically, tomorrow he is going to, after 2 days when we meet again, he is going to tell us about surrender aspect again. He quotes the quotation from Jnaneshwar. First surrender and then chant. We thought it is not possible. How can he say that? No, surrender is the outcome of this. No. He says surrender and then chant. How is it possible? So that means the preparation has to be done. If Papa says it is possible. What are you doing, son? God made me repeat Ram Ram. So the preparatory step was 100% okay. That is why now we understand, that is why he could scale the height. We are still struggling. Wonderful. Because the moment we hear surrender, we will all say, it's impossible, impossible. Give us something, Because the me and mine is very strong. We will not easily accept. But here he is putting it in a simple way. God made him repeat Ram. And then we look back, why Mataji insisted, Yeah, nowadays we are 100% convinced about it. Because everything has been chronologically set by her to prepare our mind to sustain the same movement, Whether it is Vishnu Sahasranam, whether it is Solo Ramnam, whether it is Guru Sthiti, whether it is Chorus Ramnam, whether it is flower offering, whether it is Arunachala, whether it is Bhajan, whether it is Chorus Ramnam, and finally Arati in the morning session. And in the evening, in between, again the same thing continues, 7:30 to 8. Previously it was up to 8:30. 8:30 to 9:15 it was.
11 to 8.
Started, what was next? Previously it was 7:30 to 8:30 Bhajan, 8:30 to 9:15 Ramnam, then Arati, then Ghosh. And one more thing she was adding, we will use to read on those days. So that she wants everyone to go to the bed with that preparation. Some words from Papa, 15 minutes. Later on, when nobody was there, we stopped it. Even then, nobody was there. Only the person who reads. Because as soon as the Arati is over, Prasad will be there. Everybody will be lining up outside and take Prasad and chat something, and then they are back to their own thoughts and go to their room. Mataji really wanted to go to our room with those divine thoughts of Papa. We still remember, even the book, it will be wrapped in a cloth. And every time we take it from the place, unwrap it, so much of value is given for the book. It is not treated as a book. And then we open and read. Initially, our Padmanabhan Nair, he was reading it. And then when he became sick, our Chandrasekharan Pillai started reading it. Then after Chandrasekharan Pillai, one day he called us and said, why don't you read? So we started reading. But then after a few minutes, there was nobody. So then we told Swamiji, what is the use of reading this? We can as well read it in our room. Then he said, okay, stop. The idea was to go. What we are meaning is, Mataji set everything in such a way that when during our stay in ashram, we try to fill our mind with God thought as much as possible. Even going to bed. Now like this, but when we elaborately discuss, suppose with this mood when we go back to the bed, something will remain, So we are talking about the preparatory measures. We have hardly understood that these are we thought, session, 6:30 session, 7:30 session, 8:30 session. Like that, we say we are more concentrating upon the time limit, the program as such. What for that program? It was to prepare us, and to know that Nam is the pathway. And with that password, we have to enter into the mansion he has provided. And then become, the other day we read, call on the Lord. On Wednesday, what is the date? 11th and 12th, we will try to dwell on Pujya Swamiji's life and teachings. Because on 12th, it is his 101st Jayanti day. Because his life was also a practical demonstration, probably in a different way, in a non-traditional way. We cannot find him sitting for bhajan. We cannot find him sitting for Ramnam at a stretch. we have never heard him taking the lead of Ramnam. It was entirely different. So God presented to us in a different way through Puja Swamiji also. But he did inspire. Through small, he did inspire us. So on 11th and 12th, we will try to concentrate. Papa is giving us one more opportunity to intensely go through some of the aspects of this sadhana and then eke out the best from whether it will help us to make our preparatory measures. With that bhavana we will approach. And that is one way of paying our respects, homage to him. The Anandashram, does not have any celebrations as such. Even the centenary celebration, though we named it a celebration, it was not a celebration. We had 7 days non-stop, thrilling Ramnam session, and every day we had satsang. I think last time we took up, because Swamiji was very fond of Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavata, so we took up Vanamali, Sri Krishna Leela, and the important aspect is Uddhava's Upadesh. It was really, under that, if that pretext is not there, probably we would not have been motivated to do that. So that is how we feel how Swamiji motivates us. He has written about Srimad Bhagavata, but it is too tough for all of us to understand. So here we try to go through the Uddhava Gita as explained by Vanamali, where it is directly linked to a devotee's life. So like that, we will also try to repeat some words of Uddhava Gita also on 11th and 12th. So it is not a celebration, but it is with all gratitude towards him for the wonderful way in which he inspired us not through words, but by his silent conveying the idea. Especially now that Papa is slowly taking us from stage to stage, we find more and more explicit in his life. More and more in an expressive form. Because he says, to repeat Ramnam in that way, it is difficult for him. He has got some problem. So when somebody approached that we should have your Ramnam also, he came here to this hall and started trying. In 5 minutes we have to repeat, then we will, automatically we will repeat. That is how in the effortless you will find. So his ways are, especially when we go through the reflections and experiences, which are brought out in the small form, we will find how he concentrated on consciousness absolute, nameless, formless aspects. We will read out that portion, some more portion. How he was approaching, how he was preparing himself. So all those things we will have we try to relive those moments with him and on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram. राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम।